everyone, I'm Alex and I'm the hands behind Lovecraft Crochet. My plushies are for the anxious, depressed, autistic, and neurodivergent. Small enough to travel in a purse, backpack, diaper bag, or even your pocket. You can check out my Facebook page or TikTok to see what patterns are available and stay tuned for the new ones coming out. I also make hats, scarves, blankets, and dice bags for the tabletop gamer or dice goblin in your life. Feel free to order through the page, TikTok DMs, or via email at love.craft.crochet@gmail.com. Now, on to the segment.
Due to the graphic and disturbing nature of the crimes discussed, listener discretion is advised.
To be or not to be, that is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrow. Oh, sorry, Sam only wrote to be and not to be. I'm just a bitch. I'm AJ Carey, and this is Killing 15 Minutes, the show where I read the first draft of a script written by my sister, Sam Rossi.
Yellow.
She's also here. So, not appearing in this film. I get snarky, long-winded, and sometimes even say something relative to the episode. Or I just talk about how Luke deserves so much better than Lorelai.
Yeah, but Luke was perfect for Lorelai.
No. Okay? Usually before it gets mentioned. So with that, wheels up.
Wheels up.
Roll Tide. Sorry, we're just talking about football.
I'll give you that.
That reminds me, I gotta... no, that's next. That's this Saturday.
Yep.
They only let me pick UConn. So I'm like, okay. Born on November 15th, 1928, William George Herons was born in Evanston, Illinois. He grew up in a suburb of Chicago. Which suburb?
And whatever the freak I said he was born in.
Evanston.
Evanston's, that's the,
I know, I was seeing if you were paying attention. His early childhood was uneventful. He mostly stayed away from his arguing parents. Story time. No, I'm kidding. At 13, Herons was arrested for carrying a loaded gun. The search of the home uncovered a number of stolen weapons hidden in a storage shed on the roof of a nearby building, along with furs, suits, cameras, radios, and jewelry, all he had stolen. When he was walking the streets, he would steal for fun and to see if he could get away with it. He confessed to 11 burglaries and was sent to the Gibbolt School for Wayward Boys for several months. This was 1941 or so, just before the U.S. entered into World War II. But remember the world he grew up in. He was born just before the Great Depression. Please, AJ, do not go down this rabbit hole. It is not political. So he was born right before the Great Depression? What was I supposed to go down the rabbit hole of?
that we're currently in a Great Depression.
Oh, no, we're not in a Great Depression, Sam. Don't you know? We're biggerly winning. Like fucking Charlie Sheen with tiger blood.
I can't believe he's still alive.
Trump, I know. I've been trying to... You leave that fucking out.
Uh-huh.
Anyways, after Herons released, he was arrested again for theft and sentenced to 3 years at St. Bede Academy, where he was an exceptional student. He applied to the University of Chicago and was accepted at 16 years old. On June 26, 1946, Herons was arrested for attempted burglary in Chicago's Rogers Park neighborhood. The police quickly believed that this young man was the lipstick killer. I'm hoping we go into who the lipstick killer is. Wow, you just really kind of just threw that one over there. 43-year-old Josephine Ross. Hey, I brought it up right before it started.
I know, you haven't done that in a long time.
That's because usually I'm looking at you going, what the fuck are you trying to say? Speak things, speak! Stop stuttering! 43-year-old Josephine Ross was found dead in her apartment with multiple stab wounds. her head wrapped in a piece of cloth on June 5th, 1945. Nothing was stolen. Well, then why'd they call him the lipstick killer?
Just wait.
Hold on, I know this one. This is the guy who wrote fucking, what was it? It was like, Dear God, Stop Me, or Only God Can Stop Me, or
Just read.
In Lipstick on the Mirror or on the Wall.
Just read.
Do I get a prize for guessing right?
It will figure it out because I'm trying to remember this case.
December 10th, 1945. 33-year-old Frances Brown was found dead in her apartment with a gunshot wound and a knife in her neck. Wait, it was still in her neck?
Yeah.
I remember seeing the case photos for this. This is the one where it's like, fucking heaven's sake, stop me. Catch me before I kill again, or something like that. It was like, Catch Me If You Can. No, Catch Me If You Can was a Leo DiCaprio movie. Totally different. I'm on a rant right now. I don't know what's going on. I'm flowing.
Frank Abernathy.
I concur. Here is where the moniker comes into play. A message in red lipstick on the wall that reads, For heaven's sakes, catch me before I kill more. I cannot control myself. Wordy bastard.
I wonder if he used the same lipstick tube. Because that's a lot of writing, unless he was very gentle with it.
See, there's something interesting. Did he practice beforehand? Because I've written in lipstick before.
Me too.
It sucks.
Yeah.
It is terrible. Like, and especially for that many words, he had to have, like, used multiple. But then again, it was the 40s, so it might have been a different type of lipstick.
Yeah, it may
like
not
if it was
be
like a harder lipstick.
No,
or one of those wetter ones.
It might have been a tube of them, not a tube, but a
like one of the compacts. Like
compact. Yeah.
But that was lip staining, not lipstick.
I don't know when lipstick became a thing.
For all you,
let me rephrase that. I don't know when the tube of lipstick became a thing.
Sort of like how sliced bread existed before sliced bread existed?
Basically, yeah.
This last murder seemed to be the odd one out. On January 7th, 1946, 6-year-old Suzanne was abducted from her home in Edgewater, Chicago. A ransom note demanding $20,000 was left behind. Her dismembered body was shortly found in the sewers near her house. A fingerprint was found on the ransom note. According to the police, it matched Herons. However, it was not as accurate as with many points of matching and comparison that we have today. Well, yeah, in the 40s, they kind of literally just had to hold up a slide of one thing and a slide of the other going, maybe. Whereas now we can, do HDR, super fucking imposed.
Yep.
We can throw them up and light them together and be like, yep.
We have a program for that.
A latent smudged fingerprint was supposedly found also in Frances Brown's apartment on a door jamb. Really? Oh, okay. I can kind of see it. Police have conflicting accounts, though. They cleared Herons for this murder because it did not match his MO. They cleared Heron for this murder because it did not match. His fingerprint did not match.
No, it didn't match his MO.
Oh, so it was his MO? Okay, because all you said was it.
Sorry.
Mr. Morton is the subject of the sentence.
We're not doing that shit again. Read.
They then reversed their decision and said it matched. Supposedly, the ransom note was written by Herons by matching handwriting. Okay, they're matching the handwriting of Dear God, Please, or just they had him write something.
I think they had him write something.
Fair enough. I think that's how they do, However, different experts gave conflicting results. At the time of his original arrest for the burglary, suitcases were full of stolen items from across Chicago. Nothing connected him to the murders. Looking at these three crimes and seeing what crimes Heron was known for, Sam does not think these are his crimes. And AJ concurs. Well, I concur insofar as usually when we see, especially given we're on episode, 180, whatever of the show, there can be a switch from burglaries and armed robbery to violent crimes like murder and rape.
Yes.
However, typically, Now, that doesn't mean that Herons isn't I'm going to finish and then we can talk.
Yes.
Herons' indictments were on July 12th, 1946, on multiple charges, including assault with intent to kill, robbery, burglary, and then these 3 counts of murder. After multiple long sessions of interrogation, Herons confessed to the 3 murders. Why, yes, beating a confession out of someone in the day. Those were the days. On August 7th, 1946, Herons signed a confession for these murders. To avoid the death penalty, Herons took a plea deal of life imprisonment with additional years for the thefts. Sorry, life imprisonment. Oh, cool. Tack on a few more years. Why not?
Especially in the 40s.
September 4th, into the next day, a judge heard all the evidence and accepted the plea deal as it was. For the next 65 years, Herons earned multiple college degrees and was denied parole multiple times. March 5th, 2012 saw Herons' death from diabetes. Sam believed the current standards would have seen him being convicted for the thefts, but would have never been connected to the murders. Something does not add up to Sam. It was a simple, he's a bad seed that would do any crime sort of case. And I think it's also the same reason I think the Boston Strangler is more than one person.
I agree.
Especially in those times, in the 20th century. Not like the 21st century we have today, where cops only beat up minorities and
shoot people.
I would constitute that as beating up minorities.
No, I count that as different.
Fair enough. Long story short,
we don't like bad seeds, but there are bad seeds and then there are bad seeds.
No, here's the problem. No, we're not talking about that. That's tangential. We're talking about Herons right now.
That's what I mean.
Oh.
There's a bad seed. Yeah, he burglarized. There's nothing outside of supposed police. The
police saying, "Oh, it's him."
Police saying it's him,
but tangential evidence, there was no locking evidence, even on a circumstantial level.
There wasn't even an eyewitness to say, "I saw him here."
There wasn't even. During his interrogation, he seemed thrilled when we were talking about the murder. You know what I mean? There's nothing that would say, catch, you know what I mean? Have the same oeuvre as...
Please stop me from doing this, and then the kid, I don't count as that all.
Those sound like 3 separate murders to me.
They are 3, in my world, they are 3 separate murders.
I don't get the ransom note. You know what I mean? It's one of those. It's sort of like when we were talking about that one guy who kidnapped the mother and 2 daughters.
Yes. It can't be his first time.
Out of the blue. Where it was middle of broad daylight, right outside a semi-busy car wash. He has a knife and he abducts 3 people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That can't be his first time because it was very calculated, or at least it was a huge snap if it was his first.
Right.
Whereas this was, Herons had his MO down. It wasn't like, he was caught burglaring a couple times, but that's also paired with, shoving firecrackers up a cat's ass. You know what I mean? It wasn't, he didn't have the same...
He didn't have any of the McDonald triad. He had none of the triad with bedwetting, fire, animals.
But I like animals, but I like fire, but I don't bedwet.
You also don't kill animals.
That's what I said. I like animals.
I know.
But I do like fire.
Yeah, I like fire too. But
I don't have the triad, but 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
I know.
I mean, 1. Don't check my sheets. But anyways, that's sort of it. Is this is a career criminal, but not someone I would peg for the murders, at least out of what you said. I mean, maybe...
Out of what I was able to find.
Maybe, hypothetically, if you were actually reading the interrogation files, you know what I mean?
Maybe.
Maybe there was something more that is not currently in the public, since it was, 70 years ago.
Right.
Or 80 years ago.
I did use newspaper.com to research this.
Hopefully hopefully by the time this comes out, you too can. We'll plug it here if it's plugged. But anyways, that's sort of where it is. One of those things where I see it as, oh fuck, this ransom thing happened. It was a kid. It was bad.
Yes.
So we absolutely need to fucking pin this on somebody, or we're gonna have a massive panic. Chicago in the 40s was already Chicago in the 40s.
Yeah.
So then all of a sudden you add in serial killings and whatnot, especially right before the boom era where everyone kind of wanted a serial killer. Like, but I think that's its own bonus episode about how I think partially the reason we had a boom in serial killers from the 60s to the 80s is because it became an easy answer for appeasing people. Like this. Herons, hypothetically, let's say we're right or you're right, just so I don't have to be on your side. But let's say you're right. Herons didn't do this.
Right.
Okay? However, now we have this guy who we could say did a shit ton of theft and killed this random person, and that little girl that everyone's really upset about right now. So, this one person kills several birds with one stone. Another fine job for Chicago's finest.
Yeah.
But then again, I think that's also where some serial killers get to slip through the cracks, because it's like, we will eventually do The Son of Sam. Yeah. There's a lot to talk about. It will be in AJ Files just so Sam doesn't have to write the damn thing up.
Thank you.
You're welcome. However, it will also push that there were multiple Sons of Sams.
I agree with that. I also believe there's multiple Boston Stranglers, too.
And I also don't believe in the Smiley Killer thing.
I don't know. No.
That's the one that all those people were drowned and somewhere within like a 50-mile radius of their body.
No, people went missing and they were always around bodies of water and there would be a smiley face within a half mile of it.
It wasn't a half.
I watched
I watched that documentary. Yeah. I think it was on Hulu.
No, it was. I think originally aired on Discovery or Hitler Channel.
I'm assuming Discovery, because while they do, and that's why I said I probably watched it on Hulu, because Discovery.
Anyways,
Hulu still shows back when we had Hulu. Anyways, point is, I watched it too. It was one of those things where you watch it and like. It's a great documentary because it's in the moment you're like, okay, but then as soon as it ends you go, what the fuck?
Yeah.
It's sort of like watching the Ryan Murphy, Ed Gein American Monster Show. Have you seen that yet?
No. Where is it located on? You'll find it.
We will do like a watch party or something, because oh my god, I love Charlie Hunnam.
Yeah.
He is no Ed Gein.
He's too good looking to be Ed Gein.
Yeah. Oh, that's not even it. I will give the Mendoza thing they did a fucking pass. Only on the grounds of I honestly, truthfully do not care about. Everyone knows this by now. I actually got yelled at by several writers for books about the Menendez brothers. Because of how our Menendez brother episode went.
Well, that meant they listened to it.
Maybe. Possibly. They could have just read the transcripts.
Yeah, we really... Ooh.
Anywho.
Anyways.
Please go follow us on all of our socials. You know where they are by now. If you don't, well, Facebook, look up Carry On Production. Twitter, look up Carry On Production. We are also on YouTube right now. Please, oh please, won't you become a Patreon member? I don't want us to have to start going Graham Hancock to pay the bills using Mything 15 Minutes. And I certainly don't want us to become just another voice on YouTube who has to talk like this is the top 5
Dude,
murders.
Why are you doing this to me?
So please, or just buy us a coffee. Buy me a coffee. At Carry On Production, or is it Killing?
Yeah, that one's under Carry On Production.
Sweet. Buy us a coffee, tell us who you want us to talk about, and we will talk about it. If it's a personal case to you, I would probably say no, don't have us talk about it, because sometimes we get a little snappy. Anyways, I'm AJ Carey.
I'm Sam Rossi.
Later, y'all.
Keep on carrying on.
C-A-R-E-Y. Because
Carry On Production.